It's my last Hawthorn walk. It's so funny because I physically have just a feeling like I don't want to be here, even though I can appreciate it's so pretty. Bloody show-offs everywhere. Look at them. Just fucking standing tall. And I'm sure that if I had stayed, it's something that I could go to therapy about. But I'm not, so I guess it saves me some money. So you come through and you can pretty much see the whole thing. And then here's the kind of lounge room with a beautiful tree that's caused me a lot of drama. Possums, branches scratching on the tree. That it flooded 4 times. What's happening? So my last task. Last year I moved to the beach, which meant that I had to move out of my tiny little apartment in Hawthorn. I bought this apartment in 2016 after a breakup when I was really, really sad, and it was my safety net, a place that I could always come and financially would look after me. The plan was to keep it forever, whether I lived in it or not, so I could keep on writing plays, being an artist, and it would just slowly pay itself off over time. When I first saw it, it was quite disgusting. There was trash everywhere. The tenant in there was just living with all this crap in this tiny space, but it had these big windows, and because it was so cheap, I could afford to renovate it, just how I liked it. But when my sister decided to move to the beach, I was like, well, if you're going, I'm going too. And even though financially it wasn't the best decision to keep it, I couldn't imagine letting go of this place that had been my safety net for so long. But then out of the blue, my neighbour emailed me asking if I was interested in selling. And it felt like the universe saying, hun, it's time to go. Emotionally, I just didn't want to sell it. So it took me a couple of months to get used to the idea, because it's my safety net. It's a place that I could always come. But then when I did the sums, I was like, oh, what will be my safety net? Cash. I'll have cold hard cash. And I don't know how I'm feeling. It's been a lot of work, so I guess I'm kind of feeling a bit of relief to have gotten through quite a chunk of the work. The emotional roller coaster of, maybe this is just all of the time, but I feel like there are real emotional markers of this place. Going to the bank when I was meeting with my mortgage broker, the way they're just crying because I was so sad, and then pulling my shit together for the meeting and then crying as I left. Not about the house, nothing to do with the house, just that I was so sad. So then we began renovating, and it took a while, but not super long. My mum's just a legend. She I only was oh, we'll do the kitchen, but maybe not even, and we won't do the bathroom. And as soon as she comes in, she's got a hammer and just starts smashing everything. It's no, we're doing it all. And it's okay.
We've been in now for 2.5 hours, watched The Block on a number of occasions, and they practically built a whole flat in 1 hour's episode. What are we doing wrong?
I just don't know.
Let's have a family meeting.
Every part of it was kind of not bringing me back to life, but it, like, I guess if you think about it in terms of inner child, like I was kind of broken at that time, and I had this project that was for me and was about like my future and like providing me a beautiful, safe place to live. Like the color of this wall is like a very specific blue that I sat on this floor and like I picked out the blue and I got it mixed and got it back, and it was like just very bright, dark blue, and I was like, no, that's not it. Some of Mum's paints, and there's like bits of brown and more white, but it couldn't be bright white. It had to be like to kind of mute it down but still have this like blue kind of glow to it. I stayed here till the pandemic, so I was here for 3 or 4 years, and then when the pandemic hit, I was like, there's no way I'm staying in this tiny apartment. I guess the first stint was like 4 years, and then another year with 3 years away. Crazy. And so this is like my time to say goodbye. I live with my sister and her cat now. So it's been fun to watch all these clips back and think about living alone and loneliness. I feel like loneliness is a sense of disconnection. And so sometimes, sure, I was lonely living there. But the main feeling I had was that I was connected to myself. Like when you'd have the whole day free and you'd stay in bed watching Kardashians till lunch, go for a walk, come back and cook yourself something really delicious, and then sink into a creative project with a glass of wine. We go deeper. There was definitely a romance to those days. Okay, so these fools you are talking about, they are us. I was watching Past Lives and I couldn't concentrate because all I was thinking was, I don't have a sweet treat and I need a sweet treat. I took a little late night walk to the shop and I got cookie dough to make some cookies. Just having a final emotional moment, and then I heard this sound, one of the tree branches on the roof, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I just handed over the keys. Half the money, not half, but some of the money has dropped into my account, so I'm just waiting for a second payment to come through into a different account. And I'm going to get a celebratory fries.